And we are rolling on the 27th day of July here at UCLA in Los Angeles, where it's another beautiful day. Today we're going to be persuaded by Nikki. Who's starting you?
I am.
Okay. Just call it out at the end, okay? And can you keep her in focus, please, in case I'm writing? Thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
Today I'd like to share with you a quote from one of my all-time favorite childhood authors, Dr. Seuss. It goes a little something like this. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. Now, I know sometimes it's really hard for us to think that as individuals we can make a significant difference in this world, but you can, and it's actually very, very easy. If you can believe that with just 15 minutes of your time, you can become a hero. And all you have to do is take the time to donate your blood. Now, donating blood can save up to 3 lives in just one sitting. Now, I don't know about you all, but I think that saving lives is very, very heroic. So today I'd like to persuade you all to consider donating your blood. I'll tell you 2 reasons why I think that you should be a blood donor. I'll tell you 3 actions that you can take that are very easy and simple to do, and then I'm going to tell you all the great benefits that go along with taking these actions. Now, I hope that all of you in this room really take my message to heart, because one day, unfortunately, it might be you in that hospital who's going to be needing that blood. And if not you, it could be a parent, it could be a friend, it could be a sibling. So I think this is a very, very important thing, and I hope you will enjoy it. So the first reason why I think that you should become a blood donor is that there's a very great need for a constant flow of blood. Now, according to the American Red Cross, every 2 seconds a new person is in need of blood. That means that by the end of this 5-minute speech, 150 new people are going to be needing blood. That also means that by the end of this 2-hour class, 3,600 people are going to be needing blood. That's a lot of people in a very, very short amount of time. I feel very strongly about this because also, according to the American Red Cross, there's no artificial substitute for human blood. The only way that we are going to meet this demand is from generous donors just like yourself, making the small amount of effort and taking out the small amount of time to go out there and donate. Now, the second reason I feel like you should go out and donate your blood is because if you're not persuaded by helping others, did you know that it actually could help yourself? Whenever you go to donate your blood, you have to take what they call a mini physical. What this entails is getting your body temperature taken, your blood pressure, they check your hemoglobin levels, and all of this, if you're a consistent donor, is a really helpful way to monitor your own health. And it's completely free of charge. You don't have to make your own appointment and pay a copay. You go in there and they, by a health professional, are able to tell you all these things. Now beyond that, once you have donated your blood, they will process it and check for 13 different infectious diseases. So it's a great way to get screening for those as well, because if they find anything such as HIV, syphilis, hepatitis, they will notify you and let you know that you should go in and make an appointment. So while you're trying to help others, you can also be helping yourself. Now, I'd like to give you 3 actions that are very easy to take in order to accomplish this. The first is to find a donation site. And it's really easy. It's probably a lot easier than some of you think, because all you have to do is go online to the American Red Cross website, type in your zip code, and you'll get a very long list of all the different locations in your area with the times that it's open and directions and a map on how to get there. The second thing you're going to want to do is walk into the center, obviously, and sit for the exam. It's confidential, it's quick and easy, and it's all done very professionally. And then finally, the last step you're going to want to take is donate. You're going to sit very comfortably in a chair. You'll give them your arm, they'll hook you up. Sometimes they'll give you a fun little ball to squeeze to get the blood flowing. And then once you're done, after about 8 to 10 minutes, they'll sit you up, they'll give you some free juice and snacks, and send you on your way. Now, once you're finished and walking out the door, I know you're going to feel this huge sense of accomplishment because you just saved at least 1 life, maybe even up to 3 lives. I know this from personal experience because I've donated my blood a total of 6 times. I tried to do 7, but one time I was rejected because they couldn't find my vein, so it happens. Every time I walk out there, I just feel so excited, and I feel like I really made a difference in this world, and I really didn't do all that much. It didn't take a lot of time out of my day. It was easy, and I was able to go right back to the rest of my day without, any interruptions. So I've told you today 2 reasons why I think you should donate blood, 3 easy steps that you can take, and all the benefits that sense of accomplishment that you'll feel once you have accomplished this. Now, I hope that there's no doubt in this room that I think that you should all be blood donors. And to quote Dr. Seuss one more time, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to change. It's not. So please consider being a blood donor. Thank you.
Thank you.
5:37.
5:37? Great. Okay. Thank you for waiting respectfully outside. Let's start in the rear. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Hans.
Hi, Hans.
I'm really persuaded by your speech, and I'm going to be a donor in London. I think
That's the ultimate compliment, isn't
it's
it,
an
Hans?
effective speech, right?
It was effective. Thank you, Hans. Christian Anderson. Yes, please.
All right, hello, my name is Matt.
Hi, Matt.
I think it was a great speech. I think one thing is you put the story after that action, so I think because it's a good component, so I think you should have put it sooner in the speech, but otherwise it was great.
The story of her own donation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's start with that, Nikki. We've had people that have advocated things that they haven't done themselves, and so the sooner that you get out, that you give blood, the better, but still it came effectively where it did, and it was good. Like the Dr. Seuss beginning and tieback, it was perky, it was cute. Everyone has a reference. Hardly anyone hates Dr. Seuss. Some people may think it's corny, but the rhymes resonate with people, and I think it's good, and I think it made your introduction sticky. Your thesis preview was good. Your SIG statement, fine. And the one quibble, and it's a quibble, it's not really a criticism, but a quibble, is it would be good if you quoted the year of your statistics or the year of where you got your sources from. So if it was from 213 or 214 or 215, write that in so you quote that. That gives it a little more oomph. That says it's real recent, see? And you added your feelings at the end of that, too. One thing I want to call all your attention to is how Nikki dealt with her statistics. She didn't just give statistics, right? What did she do with them? Did you notice that? What did you notice?
She gave
Stand up for Buddha, please.
I'm Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
She gave evidence with the statistics, not just numbers.
Evidence with statistics, a little more than that. Tell us what you did.
I tried to make it more applicable to you all by relating it to our class period and the time of the speech. to really show like why there's such a big demand.
Right. And what does your text say about the use of statistics and comparison? They're boring, and yet people use them all the time in speeches. And commonly what happens, sadly, in the social science studies, when people start hearing statistics, they start zoning out and turning off and turning away. But by you involving them and saying, now in this class, that means 1 out of 3, and that made it come alive and keep alive, and so I like that very much. Your second reason was good. Instead of appealing to the person's altruism, really, was your first appeal. Your second appeal was just to their own selfish interest. Hey, free checkup. It's like the overweight guy that joins the army. Hey, free health club. So you can find out if you have syphilis, HIV, West Nile virus, and so forth. So that was excellent. I like that. That was unique. The actions that you have taken, you said go to the internet, put in your zip code. That was pretty simple. My only thought was maybe because this is a summer school crowd and they don't really know the campus, you can't say where on campus the blood center is. But in normal circumstances, I would have a local as well as the zip code connection. The easier and more specific you can make it for your audience, the better off you'll be. And then you notice that she had, when you perform these actions, here's the benefits you'll get. You'll feel great, I felt great, and it'll be a wonderful thing. Your summary, your conclusion, and your tie back were all good. You said you wanted to speak with emotions, make good eye contact, and have fun up there. This is my last speech. How'd it go? Did you have fun?
Definitely more than my first time. I was scared out of my mind my first time.
Yeah, good.
So,
well, that's the nature of a progression of development. You get more confident as you do it more often. Now, let's really quickly look at Nikki's success and see how we can judge her success. So what's the S stand for?
Simple story.
Simple story, yeah.
Yeah, simple story.
Yeah. I think that if I was standing 1 inch from your face, I could hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. What'd you say? Start with your name, please.
Hi, I'm Tao. The first
Hi,
X,
Tao.
the first X stands for simple.
Yeah,
idea.
simple. Right, you want to have a real simple message. Was her thesis simple?
Yeah, it's simple.
It wasn't give blood this time, that time, overtime, new time, give blood platelets. She didn't go crazy about the thing. A simple message. Donate blood. So she got her message down to its core. That was good. What's the next letter in our acronym? Brittany.
T, but I don't remember.
Okay, you're in college now. Get with the program. Whisper it in her ear.
I wrote it.
Good. Now you have to study it. Okay, you give up? The acronym is success, so it's the U word you're looking for.
Oh, unexpected.
Unexpected. So, tell us what you designed unexpected in your speech that either grab the audience attention or re-grab the audience attention.
Well, the first thing that I tried to do that was unexpected was say that everybody could be a hero and they could save lives.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing would probably be my first statistics about how every 2 seconds someone is in need of blood, and then I drew that back to the class
Okay.
period. And so I thought
So
that was
your
pretty
arresting statistics were unexpected. Okay. Good. I'll be aware of that you're doing that and see if you don't look and notice that your audience is perking up and paying attention. How about the C in success?
I am Joseph.
Hi, Joseph. Nice loud voice, Joseph.
C stands for concreteness.
Yes, concreteness. What's it mean, Joseph?
Concreteness means supply enough details to show a concrete story.
Yeah. And what's the opposite of being concrete?
Abstract.
Too abstract. Now, was she concrete here? Oh, you didn't see the speech. Okay, good. Well, let's go here. Was she concrete enough?
Hi, I'm Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
I think her speech is very concrete because she gave your own experience and then the specific benefits you can get from donating your blood.
Yes, and when it came to specific actions, she told you exactly where to go, what to do, what it would be like, that sort of thing. The one thing that you sometimes want to do in your audience analysis is you want to interview people. You want to not just interview people in your class, but your friends, and say, "Why don't you give blood?" Brittany, why don't you give blood?
I'm scared of needles.
It's one of the biggest reasons.
What's your reason?
I'm scared of needles.
Scared of needles. Okay. So they're scared of needles. So make a laundry list and then answer those things. Now you don't have to be necessarily, it's just a pinprick. Other people say, I'm going to get AIDS from dirty needles because, only drug addicts and AIDS victims and derelicts I see in the blood banks. Those guys look pretty pathetic. I don't want to get their needles in my arms. Your answer?
They are, the people who take your blood are very professional, medical professionals. They don't use dirty needles. It's all very sterile and clean and very safe.
And they use fresh needles every time. Okay, what's the next C? Well, you didn't see the speech either, did you?
No, I did.
Oh, you did, great.
Hi, I'm Min.
Hi, Min.
C's credibility.
Yes, okay.
Am I explaining it?
Yes, you are, and then you're evaluating her use of credibility in her arguments from authority.
Yeah, I think you did a great job because we mentioned, for your statistics, you mentioned a source that we could all relate to. And
What was that source?
I conclude.
The right
Yeah, the right one. And then she used Dr. Seuss, which is somebody that we all know of and is well known pretty much. And I think those are all pretty credible sources.
Yes, and again, my only quibble is just have a date and where you're. And if you can say, if you're giving a quote, you can say, according to this Harvard professor who said yesterday in the Journal of Public Health. That's really credible. So you build up who the person speaking is, not just an anonymous internet source. So we have 2 C's taken care of. What next? No, in the corner. Oh, you didn't see it, did you? Okay, yeah.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
Hi,
Hi, Sharon.
It's either ethical or emotional.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Ethical emotions, yes. We don't want to be unethical and pandering to people's emotions when it's manipulative, is what we said. But yeah, so let's talk about Nikki's use of emotions in this.
She added her own personal story, and she said she donated 6 times, so it makes it more personal.
Right. And I also got another way that you can communicate your passion is just throughout the speech you have a real caring feeling for it. Or you do the parts that Nikki did there where you say, and I feel really strongly about this. And that's another chance for your emotions and passions to come forward. Okay? S.
I am Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
As its stories, and she conveyed her stories in the speech really well. She told us about her own personal experience, and
Yeah. So that worked well. I don't know if you got to see it, but I used one of the model speeches, a girl giving blood, and she talked about the fact that she got a pin for donating a half gallon. Oh my God, that's a lot of blood. But once again, actions speak louder than words, and you can't advocate people do something you don't do yourself. So I thought this was a really excellent speech, a model speech. Thank you very much. And I see you have your bibliography, and you have your deep internet, and your self-evaluation. You did it all. Thank you. Clap, 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 clap. Do we have another volunteer?
Can I volunteer?
Yes, you may. Hang on just a minute. Talk with Brittany while I look something up.
Hi, Brittany. How was your weekend?
It was fun. How was your weekend?
It was pretty cool.
She rocked all weekend.
I went to this gelato place in Beverly Hills that's really nice. It's called Amarino. So they make gelatos in a pedal on a Comm. So it's like a flower gelato.
I've seen that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always wanted one.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really good. Yeah. It wasn't, because we went there late at night, so that probably wasn't really good.
Hard to see, huh?
Yeah. Hi, Cal. How's your weekend?
Just as usual.
Projectile, louder. You're working on projecting your voice. Speech class, not going to get very many more times to harangue you.
Just as usual. I just I need to prepare all the food that was for the next week.
Oh, yeah.
I keep up in the refrigerator and then take it out.
Are you done with summer sessions after this week?
Yeah.
Oh. How's the paper going?
I still keep working on it.
Me too. So is anybody pretty much done with the paper? Professor, I have a question about the film revision. So do we have to keep the? So do we just have to have the comment there, or also the? So like if you edit on a Word document, when you delete something, it says deleted, and then there's a box, right? So do you need that box as well, or just the comment box?
Can't hear you. Other people are talking.
Because when you delete something, there's a delete box on the Word document.
Yeah.
And do we also have to keep that box, or just the commenting box?
I keep that box, and what I'm looking for is I want to see changes that you made.
Okay.
So I want to see what it was before and what you changed to, so make that clear. Okay, I had a lousy introduction, so I had this introduction, and I'm now using this one. I think it will be more unexpected and grab attention better, that sort of thing. Okay. Let me get you focused. You're tall. Yeah, you're fine. Don't you don't have to be at the wall. It makes you look like you're afraid. Oh, would you mind erasing that board? The camera's picking up those submissive Asian things. Could you erase that, please?
They raise it over there.
Where's
Right there.
No, thank you. We don't want submissive Asians in our video. The wink. Ruining my camera. It says P9. Is that what you go by?
Pay.
Pay
I
9?
usually go to
Bonnie, yeah, you should put that on here. Bonnie, okay, my Bonnie lies over the ocean. Okay, where are you? Bonnie, there you are. Okay, good. Gotcha. Okay, Bonnie stands before you, managing attention, communicating respect, finding friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name, feel the love. Start your speech.
Hi, my name is Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
In my opinion, it is inhumane to force people who have a genuine medical need for coffee wait behind those who apparently view it as some kind of recreational activity. Said Dave Barry, a famous humor columnist in the late 20th century, who won the Pulitzer Prize for commentary. Now, Barry may be a wordsmith, but I would venture to disagree with him on the matter of coffee, because I am guilty as charged for using it only for recreational activity, if I use it at all. And I would like to persuade all of you to stop drinking coffee for medical reasons, no matter if it is to stay alert during a lecture or to stay alert during an emergency. And I will give you 2 reasons why you should quit coffee and 3 actions you can follow to quit coffee and the benefits that follow with your actions. My first reason for quitting coffee is that even moderate coffee consumption is proven to correlate with increased risk of coronary heart diseases. And my support for this is a joint study by renowned universities in Europe and nonprofit medical research centers that was published this May. So the research looked at a cohort of over 40,000 random men and women over 11 years, and then they found that among groups that had less than a shot of espresso and 1 to 2 shots, and then 2 to 4 shots, and then over 4 shots of espresso, the group that had 1 shot is 20% more likely to have coronary heart diseases than the group that don't. And the group that has over 4 shots of espresso daily is 50% more likely to have coronary heart diseases. Now, luckily, I don't have any personal experience to support this claim. However, I have to tell you that my father's cousin, who needs over 5 shots of espresso daily to survive, he has had 2 heart attacks already. So I was really shocked when I learned about this study and learned about my father's cousin's experience, because in my opinion, it is inhumane to have those who wait in line for coffee to be more productive suffer from heart diseases. Now, my second reason for quitting coffee is that, now this may be a shock. So if the increased risk of heart disease is, you think it is worth to stay alert during lectures, then I have to tell you, this mental alertness from coffee is pretty much a stretch from reality. And so my support for this is a study that was published in the South Carolina Academy of Science journal in 2013. And this study looked at the group that ingested no caffeine, 100 milligrams of caffeine, which is about the caffeine in a cup of brewed coffee, and 200 milligrams of coffee. And they compared the short-term memory and cognitive performances and neuronal activation among these 3 groups. So, and to the researchers' surprise, there was actually no difference among these groups in terms of performances on cognitive tests. And I have my own experience to testify this study, because in the winter quarter 2014, before my math final, I had a triple shot latte because I was staying up late to study for that test. And of course, I was drinking a lot of coffee when I was studying. And I arrived at the test feeling really excited, and then I was very happy because I know there was no possibility that I could fall asleep during that test. However, I was so anxious and nervous and excited during the test that actually I could not focus on reading the questions at all. So yeah, I felt really disappointed when I learned about this study and when that sad experience happened to me, because we all want this elixir to help us stay awake and then to make us smart, but sadly coffee isn't that elixir. Third, I would like to propose 3 actions you can take to quit coffee. So if you're the type of person who needs a cup of coffee every morning, I suggest you switch that cup of coffee to green tea, which has less caffeine and more antioxidant. And I feel like it has just enough caffeine to keep you awake until your body attunes to your circadian clock and then wake up to the sunlight. And the second action you can take is that if you're the kind of person who non-stop doing lectures many times in the day like I was, a trick I learned from my psychology class is that you can go to bed by 15 minutes earlier for a week straight until you can wake up at the time that you have to wake up without your alarm. And my professor said this is actually way better than binge sleeping over the weekend, which actually makes you sleepier over the week because you can't fall asleep on Sunday night. And then the third action you can take is that if you need coffee to stay awake during a test, then you should probably start studying for that test earlier so that you can have enough sleep the night before. And when you have performed these actions, you'll be able to stay alert naturally without caffeine and without increasing risk of coronary heart diseases or looking as if you're really high, but actually your brain processing speed is really low. In summary, I told you 2 reasons why you should quit coffee and 3 actions that you can take to quit it and the benefits that follow. So there should be no doubt in this room that we should all start trying to quit coffee. So on the contrary to what Dave Barry said, I would like to propose that it is inhumane for us to harm our bodies because we have these false beliefs about coffee. And yeah, so if you, I would like to persuade all of you to quit coffee so that we can all be really healthy and just boost our own brain power. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're back here. Yes, please.
I really liked your speech.
Start with your name.
Hi, I'm Fernando.
Hi, Fernando.
I thought that your speech was really good. I thought that you followed the prompt well. And you used, it was quite informative. You used statistics and also stories. So, I'm quite convinced.
Okay, good. Here, how can she improve?
Maybe a little bit louder.
Louder, more emphatic in her delivery style? Yeah?
Maybe more
Okay.
dynamic.
What?
More dynamics. In the
More
work.
dynamic delivery style. Yes, I think I agree with that. Let's look at your speech and your canais and your success. Bonnie, you chose a topic that was a very challenging, in my opinion, topic because most students that I know drink coffee or they drink those stupid energy drinks, Bullhorn or whatever it's called, Bull Crap, I don't know what it's called, but and they use it. I see these cans all over classrooms and everywhere, so I know it's being used. And so you had a real challenge on your hand because despite what you say and the studies say, people find it works somehow for them. So that's the tough part that you chose. So I admire you for choosing a tough topic. Now you started with Dave Barry and started with kind of a cutesy quote about standing in line for coffee, and you tie back to Dave Barry. It was okay. It didn't thrill me. It didn't throw me. It grabbed me okay. It got me used to your speaking style, so that was fine. Your significant statement could have been a little stronger and emphasized more with your voice. It may seem impossible, but it's crucial for our bodies, like that. So on your first reason, you said the support from a joint study by faculties from renowned universities. That's a little vague. I would have rather had you state the universities. Trust me, it's better than you often hear in people argument. People say, well, studies show. Well, what does that mean, right? So you said renowned studies from major universities, but you didn't tell us which one. So I'm looking for specificity in your credibility building of your quote. Okay? It would have given it more oomph. So, yes, it looked into a large group, 40,000 men and women, which was a large study. Now, they found even one shot contributes to heart disease. And the more you take, the more likely you are to get worse heart disease. Is that the thrust of your study?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. You know, I don't want to throw water on your fire here, but I'm sure as you were researching, you found some contradictory studies, didn't you? There were studies that said 1 cup a day actually fights off Alzheimer's and some other thing, crazy stuff. So there's contradictory evidence out there. In any case, you wrote on the back of the page and said that you had a personal experience with your father's cousin who uses 5 shots of espresso a day, and that was pretty excessive. And that was a good story to clinch your point. So that was well done. On your second reason had to do with the Journal of South Carolina Academy of Science in 2013, which did a memory test and found your memory wasn't improved by drinking a cup of coffee. Now, I don't know how definitive that is or was, but I know people feel they're more alert and awake when they drink coffee. Whether this test proves it or not, I don't know. But still, you had evidence. And so, that's good. That was good. Yeah.
I think I forgot to mention, so the study also found out that there was more neuron activation in the group that drank more coffee. However, even though their neurons were more active, they weren't any smarter than the group that didn't drink.
They didn't perform any better.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
They just felt a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was good. And then you coupled your evidence with your own personal experience, which was perfect. And you talked about overdosing on caffeine and arriving feeling jittery and unable to really focus well and concentrate. That was a pretty compelling story. So thank you for that. On the concrete actions you can take, you advocated people start drinking green tea. Yeah, well, that still has caffeine in it, but less. So I guess you were sort of saying start tapering off, right? Is that kind of what you were saying? And then you said sleep more, and then study longer, so you don't need coffee. So those were 3 smart things you advocated. And then when you said when you perform these actions, you know, you're going to not have heart disease and you'll perform better and all this. Your summary, your conclusion, and tie-back were fine. You said you wanted to emphasize keywords by raising the tone of your voice. Be more extemporaneous and make more 5 seconds of eye contact. How did it go, Bonnie?
I think the second and the third one went better than last time, especially being more extemporaneous.
Yes. Yes, that was good. Now let's talk about your success. Do you feel you had a simple message?
I think it is simple. Just too quick coffee.
Yeah, quick coffee, cold turkey. It wasn't reduced coffee, it was quick coffee. So it was clear. What about the you? What was unexpected in your speech, Bonnie?
I felt the most unexpected is the second study, because we all think that coffee makes us smarter, and we use it for studying, but actually that's not true.
Yeah. Okay, good. So you thought that was unexpected and that sort of would tilt people's normal belief system. Okay. What about C?
Concreteness?
Yeah, concreteness.
I think it would probably be the 3 actions. Because I was trying to say, for example, you can sleep more by 15 minutes every day for a week.
Yeah. One thing I would say about concrete versus abstract is when you started to go into the 10%, 20%, and 40%, I would have tried to have made that as simple as possible for your audience so they don't glaze over on your statistics. Okay, what about the other C?
Credibility.
Yes.
I think I could have said what the universities are so people know.
They did the studies, yes, and who the professors were, the doctors that did the study. It helped that you said it has 40,000 in one of your studies. That's not a small study, so that helped. We don't know the size of the other one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
maybe it was 10. And then what about the E?
Emotional. I think the emotion part would probably be my own stories, especially the second one, because I was really disappointed that I wasn't able to do that well, even though I studied a lot for that test.
Okay. And what I would say is re-feel and remember the emotion of how disappointed you were. Re-feel it, re-sense it, so we'll sense it again. Because I thought you rushed over that a little bit, and your emotion could have been stronger. Okay, and what comes after emotions?
Stories.
Yeah, stories, and more stories. And you're pretty happy with your stories? I like the way you said, I don't really have one myself, but my father's cousin is a caffeine addict. So that was good. So you did a nice job, Bonnie. I would say work on your diction and work on your vocal variety and filling the room with your voice and your energy more. Thank you. Free country. People are dying in Iraq, so you have freedom of liberty.
Another question, is the
Yeah.
speech out of 100 or 200?
200. What do you mean 100? 200.
Time that was 5:52.
5:52. Good.
Thank you.
You have a present for me? Thank you. Doesn't need to be stapled. Oh, you're tall. Real tall. Just a minute. I have to move the camera. He stands before you managing attention, communicating respect non-verbally, saying to himself, I respect my audience, really meaning it. Finding friendly eyes in the front of the saying name filled with love. Start your speech.
It was the iconic American author Sarah Weddington that said, "It is unthinkable to allow strangers to make such a personal decision for someone else." Hi everyone, my name is Fernando, and today I'm going to try to persuade you to support legal abortion all around the world. I'm going to give you 2 reasons why I think this, and 3 actions and benefits that will follow my proposal. I think it is extremely important to have legal abortion all around the world because it will increasingly decrease the maternal health of women all around the world. It will increase the social and socioeconomic conditions of children, and it will also make huge steps forward for the gender equality movement. So the first reason that I think that there should be legal abortion all over the world is because of the sanctity of life. Now, usually this is an argument used against the pro-choice movement. However, I believe that legal abortion will actually increase the sanctity of life. But before I explain this, I want to expose an underlying contradiction with the argument that pro-choice abortion is going against the sanctity of life. Why is it that we only hear about the sanctity of life when it comes to abortion, but not when it comes to the 587,000 civilian deaths in the Vietnam War? Why is it that we hear about the sanctity of life when it comes to abortion, but not with the 9 billion annual animal deaths due to industrial farming? And why is it that we hear about sanctity of life when it comes to abortion, but not when it comes to the 48 to 58,000 acres of forest lost every year due to deforestation? As humans, we have made it very clear that we do not value the sanctity of life. We make that clear every day, so it's a bit hypocritical to say that the death of a fetus is the biggest crime that humanity has committed. Now, nevertheless, I do believe that legal abortion can improve the sanctity of life. My evidence for this is the fact that abortion will continue whether it's legal or not. Making abortion illegal will not abolish it. Legal abortion tends to fail and result in complications or death less than 1% of the time. However, illegal abortion tends to result in death only 13% of the time. One might say that causing the death of an unborn baby is also not valuing the sanctity of life very much. However, the vast majority of children who are aborted would grow up in poor socioeconomic conditions with a feeble support system. In 2004, it was noted that 74% of women chose to take an abortion due to poor socioeconomic conditions. And what about rape victims? One in 6 women are the victims of completed or attempted rape in their lifetimes. There are 8 female students in this room right now. That means that at least one of you might be raped in your lifetime. Don't you have the chance? Shouldn't you have the choice to abort as well? The second reason that I believe that abortion should be legal all over the world is because of gender equality. Men, at the end of the day, it's women who give birth, not men. But men don't have any problem with giving their opinion on anti-abortion laws. If abortion was made illegal, the gender equality movement would be set back at least 50 years. And my evidence for this is the fact that living standards for women would decrease with illegal abortions. Economically, 74% of women would, if they are denied an abortion, will need public assistance 1 year after having their child. Additionally, women are more likely to stay in an abusive relationship if they are denied abortion, because it is easier to leave these abusive relationships with an abortion. And finally, if abortion was illegal, women who miscarry would be viewed with a lot of suspicion and could even be jailed for manslaughter. Christine Taylor, a woman who fell down the stairs in her own home and went to the hospital to make sure she hadn't miscarried, was prosecuted with manslaughter by Iowa's fetal homicide law. Or my sister, who also had a miscarriage, would she be jailed right now if abortion was illegal for manslaughter because she had a miscarriage? It is unthinkable. Now I'm going to give you 3 actions that you can take in order to support the pro-choice movement for abortion. The first is doing research. While I have given a basic overview of abortion, there are so many more things that you can learn, and you can learn about the history and how it affects human society today. Additionally, you can also join a club or give a presentation at your local school or local area to support the pro-choice movement. And finally, you can raise awareness, because in many countries today, abortion is illegal in all or most cases. After completing these actions, you should feel much more knowledgeable and educated, but these actions are also going to help improve the maternal health of many women around the world and take great leaps for the gender equality movement. So in summary, I have told you 2 reasons and 3 actions and benefits that will follow from my proposal. I think that women deserve to choose what happens to their bodies, and it is a woman's choice to decide whether they are able to support a child or not. It is, as Sarah Weddington said, it is unthinkable to allow strangers to make such personal decisions for someone else.
Thank you. Okay, where are we? Are we in the front row? Yes, we are.
Hi, I'm Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
I really liked your speech. I agree on your topic. Everyone should have a choice. And I liked your eye contact, and you walked it both sides.
Okay. She agreed with you. She liked how you walked. Let's go to the rear here, the silent one back here. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Erin.
Hi, Aaron.
And I thought your speech was really good, and you maintained strong eye contact. I don't know, I wouldn't really say anything like that.
You were perfect, Fernando. Let's look at your speech and see how it might be improved. Okay. You started with American author Sarah Weddington. And your quote was, "It's unthinkable to allow complete strangers to make such personal decisions for someone else." Now, we didn't really have a context yet for what that it was going to be about abortion, so that quote didn't quite hit as strongly as it did in your tie back. But it was a quote nonetheless, and it got your speech started. So I would have, had a better segue from that quote into your thesis statement to make it a little more pertinent. Your thesis preview was good. Your significance statement was good. One overarching thing that I would say is you had an awful lot of research that you did, but you didn't cite it as I asked you to do so in the proper format. In oral argumentation, you need to say, Professor Jones in the Journal of Sociology found in the year 2015 that... See? That gives it credibility. Then it's not just Fernando spewing, nothing personal. It's not just Fernando saying it, but it's a real high credibility person. We call that argument from authority, see? And so I think you really could have done a much better job setting your statistics up and giving them credibility. But it was a well-researched speech. I love the contradictory, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times. The way you talk about, we talk about the sanctity of life, and yet we sent 57,000 very young American boys to die, and 587,000 civilians, not to mention, right? And so you hit on the contradictions hard. It might have been a good introduction. It was very powerful, very passionate, and I could feel your passion as you were going through that section. As far as making your case that actually getting an abortion really does protect life, the case is you're saying it protects the life of the woman, which is cute. But it begs the question a little bit, depending on fetal viability and how you come out on that definitional question of when life begins, right?
Well, I mean, I guess as well, I try to argue that it's not really having much of a life if a child is born in a condition where they doesn't have supporting parents.
Absolutely right. Yeah, I got that point too. Did you see the book Freakonomics? Do you know the work? You've heard of it?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I haven't read it.
Yeah, you should read it. They have a chapter on abortion and how it lowered the crime rate and how women that have children against their will, it's bad, they're delinquents, this crime rate goes up, they get beaten more, all the stuff you talked about they have in there. So that would have been good to cite. On your second reason, you talked about the fact that it was men doing a lot of the talking, which is sort of, contradictory, right? Because after all, it's not their bodies, right? That was your point. Again, you had all these quotes, Newitz in 212, Chemerly in 212. Who's Nemeth? Who's Chemerly? We don't know. You didn't tell us. You didn't introduce the credibility of your statistics, nor make particularly good comparisons with them, as your book instructed you to do so. Your concrete actions were excellent, consistent with your purpose, and I think they were things that people could do. research on your own, make up your own mind, form groups, and that sort of thing. That was good. When you perform these actions, the benefits were well documented. Summary conclusion, tie back was much more powerful, as I said, than your introduction was. Now, your kanai was to vary your tone, communicate emotions, and have good hand gestures. How'd it go?
So, because I always get the comment that I need to vary my tone more, but this time I thought like I varied my tone more, which also helped me communicate emotion better.
Yeah.
Especially with the contradictions and all that.
Yes, that was good.
I was trying to be more aware of my hand gestures, so
Good.
I'll look at the video.
Okay, and when being aware of, you don't want to do less or more. You want to just try to be as natural as possible, unless you're a flailing, massive hand person, which you're not, by the way. But you want them to be purposeful. Let's talk about success quickly.
Okay, so simple. I think that the message was just promoting legal abortion, so I think that was
Keep it legal.
concise. Yeah.
No big long counter exceptions, purposes. Keep it legal. Period.
Unexpected. I thought with the contradictions and I think with like maybe the rape statistics and all that, that was a good way to bring my audience in and create like the unexpectedness in the speech.
That was unexpected. Just as a debate coach here, I have to tell you that we debate those rape statistics and the incidence of women that actually get pregnant from a rape are not that significant, but it's a juicy one to bring up.
And then concreteness, I think that the actions were concrete and as well as the benefits, and and then credibility. So I could have talked about who was saying what and where it was coming from.
Yeah.
I think I also try to use an anti-authoritative figure, Christine Taylor. So instead of so she was kind of, the story about Christine Taylor also was a type of credibility to show that, well, this happened to someone, and to kind of act as a warning as well.
Okay, good.
And then I also try to link my rape statistic to the girls in the class.
That was good.
And then success, emotion. I just try to do the felt sensing and communicate emotion effectively. And then with the stories, I talked about my sister at one point.
Yeah, that was good.
The Kristen Taylor one as well. And
I think the sister one was very powerful. Why should my sister be denied this? That was very that brought it home.
Yeah.
So overall, Fernando, you did a very good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I go next?
Free country. People are dying in Afghanistan, so you have liberty and freedom. Glad you didn't go first. Glad you didn't go.
I need to prepare something.
So you waited. Oh, no pen, no stapler. I'll buy you one. Okay, Hans, spit out that evil gum, Hans Christian Anders. Boy, you're tall. Okay, we'll have to adjust the camera. Yes, we will. Go over that way one half step, yeah. That's good. Hans stands before you, managing attention, communicating respect, saying to himself, I respect my audience, finding friendly eyes in front of the center. Say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hans.
Hi, Hans.
What is the last thing you do before you go to sleep? I bet $10 that some of you will say social media. Checking friends' tweets or photos, commenting or reposting. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are now brands as intimate as our parents to us in terms of time spent. We have reached a stage when we have to ask, are we addicted to social media? Today, I want to persuade you to stop using social media. I will offer you 2 actions, and I will present 2 reasons and offer you 3 actions and benefits that will follow if you adopt my proposal. I know you will be interested in this topic because most of us have a social media account or accounts. In fact, Facebook is the largest country in the world with more monthly active users than the population of China. With so many users, the net effect of social media is large enough to influence the whole world. And sadly, the net effect is negative in my opinion. The cons are way more than the pros, with Pulitzer Prize winner Bill Keller once said, the most obvious drawback of social media is that they are aggressive distractions. I can't agree more because both scientific research and my personal experience have proven that social media are really harm. The first reason I want you to stop using social media is because it distracts us so much that our quality of life is lower because of time deprivation. My support for this is the research done by 2 researchers in Israel. Their paper points out that at least an hour a day is spent on Facebook for college student users. In addition, time taken after surfing Facebook to continue study varies from 30 minutes to 2 hours. This after effect is due to the feelings aroused while surfing Facebook, and it inhibits our learning process. I feel shocked when I think about how important 2 hours that we spend on Facebook are. Let's say in one day, we have 24 hours, just like the 24 paper balls in my hand. And we need to have 7 hours of meals, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 3 hours of lecture and discussion. That's 10 hours. And 1 hour's meal, 1 hour's transportation, 3 hours study after the class, and 1 hour's miscellaneous stuff. What's left is only 8 hours for us to do the things we like. However, 2 of them are spent on Facebook. You have not, think about it, a quarter of your free time is simply on Facebook. You have not read the news or done sports, you have not chatted with your family or practiced your guitar, and you have not met up with your friends. Look at how much time you spend on social media a day and think about what you gain from seeing what your friends are doing online. Delete your Facebook account and use those 2 hours to commit a good habit, and you will definitely feel your life more interesting. The second reason why I want you to stop using social media is because I benefit so much from doing so. When I was in my high school, I refreshed my Weibo even during class. Weibo is the Chinese version of Twitter, by the way. When someone commented me, I couldn't help but click on a notification to see it, which distracts me from the class. In the end of the day, I felt so empty and had to spend more time on previewing what the teacher said instead of reviewing. When I got a 61 for my physics exam, I decided to change and uninstall the app. At first, I think I might miss it, but actually no. I became more concentrated on the class and finished my coursework earlier. Then I had time to play basketball with my friends and go to their dorm to talk to them like real friends. I really valued our chit-chat and went to bed with a smile. And my results turned out to be much better. I feel proud and happy of myself to make such change, and I hope you can follow me. Next, I would like to present 3 actions that you might take to stop using social media. First, you can record how many hours you spent on social media a day. Some app can help you keep track. The second action is if the results surprise you, or if you find that you should spend more time on other things, delete your Facebook account, or at least unfollow some remote friends who keep posting rubbish. Third, use the time saved to read some books or do sports or something you find pleasure doing. So it serves as a reward for quitting social media. When you have performed these actions, you will feel enriched and freer. You realize that social media is nothing necessary in your life, and you can get rid of it by perseverance. In summary, I've presented you 2 reasons why I think you should stop using social media, and 3 actions that you might take, and some benefits that you will get if you follow my course of action. There should be no doubt in this room that we should stop using social media. Take the first step by not surfing Instagram before sleeping and have a better sleep. You can do it, and gradually you can get rid of social media. Isn't it better to see your friend's face in real than their selfie online? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, are we on the front row now or over here somewhere? Let's go over here. Yes, please. Hi, man.
I really liked your speech. You got a really good detail, and I liked your model of the little balls. I thought that was very visually appealing, I guess, and it really pulled us in more.
Thank you. Anybody not commented in class? You have it.
I really liked your speech as well. I thought it was great, and I actually did like the visual too. The only thing that I would suggest is maybe at the beginning of your speech, bring the trash can to the front of the room so you're not turning your back to the audience, because it was hard to see that you were actually throwing them in. And I thought that could also be something unexpected in your speech. If you start it by pulling a trash can, we'll be like, what's that for, you know? So that's my only small critique.
Yeah, that's great suggestion.
Anybody else want to comment? Okay, Hans Christian Andersen, let me give you some feedback. I agree with the last comment. You should have, in an unexpected way, dragged the trash can out in front of you and dramatically, threw the hours away the way you did it. It was creative. I like the fact that you broke the mold. You broke out of the... You still had a traditional speech, but you had some creativity in it. That's what I mean by learn to do the speech first and then become creative, and that's what you did. So I like that. Well, you started off with rhetorical questions. What's the last thing you do before you go to sleep? My answer was brush my teeth, but no, you had, social media for everyone, and you gave us a long list of what we allegedly did just before bed. I just curious, I don't do this, but I'm really atypical. Before you go to bed, is that what you do?
No, actually.
You check your meeting before bed. You? Yeah, you? So you're right. So people do, before bed, get one last fix on social media. So that was good. It wasn't good for me, but it was good for your audience. So that was good, thinking audience analysis. So that was good. So what I found interesting about your thesis was you said stop using social media, not reduce, not cut back. You said stop, and that's very dramatic. That's cold turkey. That's from 100 to 0, right? Yeah. So that seemed that seemed to me pretty radical at the time, but then you made your case for it. On your significance statement, You talked about the fact that you cited a statistic that Facebook has more mentally active users than the population of China. But we needed to know where that came from in the year. Quote your source, okay? Say, because you have Statistica 2015. According to Statistica 2015, and then say it dramatically, see? That gives it credibility. Much the way you set up Bill Keller as a Pulitzer Prize writer for the, you might have added for the New York Times, and then said, we waste time with, these distractions on Facebook. I want you to, when you see yourself tonight on YouTube, watch that you don't walk and talk so well. You walk over, you were anxious to get over to where you were going without talking so much. So practice walking and talking. Let's not make your walking seem so dramatic. Let's just make a smooth segue over to there as you're talking and walking. A smooth segue back to here and then back to center. Okay, otherwise you were going, see? On your first reason, you quoted 2 researchers in Israel. No year, no date. When did they cite it? That's where you give credibility to your arguments from authority. I have a lot of respect for research coming out of Israel, frankly. You don't need to persuade me, but not everyone feels that way about Israel, right? So you need to build it up, the year, who said it, that sort of thing. I liked how you brought your emotions in to your first reason at the end with the throwing away of the thing and the creative use of, I could feel the drama of that, and that was good. So that was excellent. On your second reason, you said you refreshed your Weibo account even during class consistently so that you didn't get any of the material, and you got a 61 on your physics exam. That was dramatic. I would have emphasized that a little bit more. That's when you decided you were a little bit too compulsive about social media, right? So that was a good personal story. On the concrete actions, you asked people to start recording how much they do it each day. Secondly, delete some accounts. And thirdly, meet friends face-to-face, read a book, a certain thing. Your benefits, it would have been good if you had talked about a little bit more about, I personally, use it very rarely, and I've felt the benefits of closer relations and that sort of thing. Your summary was good. Conclusion and tie back excellent. Your bibliography was good. Where are your goals? Right here? Somewhere over the rainbow? Okay.
It's the self-evaluation.
And the self-evaluation. Okay. You want to stabilize your body without losing eye contact. How'd that go?
I still try to maintain eye contact, which I didn't do for my first 3 speeches, but I'm not sure whether I stabilized my body this time.
Did you get some eye contact from him?
I do like you.
Cal, be honest. Did he look at you?
He did not directly look at me, but like partial. I can look at his eyes.
I tried once. I look at her once.
What?
I look at her once.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but okay, whatever. She was saying she looked at you more than you looked at her. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about success really quickly before the camera runs out. Success.
So first, it's simple. So my core idea is to stop using social media. and all my stories and reasons or evidence are supporting it.
Yeah, when you were trying to narrow down your idea, did you originally think maybe reduce social media versus stop using all social media? Did you ever think of having a partial withdrawal, or were you always stop using all social media?
Because I'm thinking, if you just reduce the time you spend on social media, then you are still addictive. So somehow you will come back. So you just need to cut.
Okay, I'm going to talk to that in a minute, but let's get through your success real quick.
Okay, so you is unexpected. So I should have moved the dustbin.
Trash cans.
Okay.
The trash can was unexpected.
Yeah, but I think the paperwork I prepared is somehow unexpected.
Yeah, unexpected and creative. Excellent. Yeah.
And the fact that actually Facebook is the largest country with more users.
Yeah, that was an arresting fact. Surprising.
Yeah, it's unexpected to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
good. Keep going.
So next C is credibility.
Yeah.
So concrete. Sorry. Concreteness. So I try to I use this example to demonstrate my statistics. I try to make it more vivid. And in my stories, I told you about I played basketball from the time I saved, and I used ball, and I got 61 for my physics exam. So I try to add more details to avoid being too abstract.
Okay, next.
And next is credibility.
Yeah.
So I do cite the statistics, but I didn't code it so well. I should add more details about the years.
Yeah. And folks, let me stress this, and all of you that haven't gone yet. It's not enough to put your citations in your paper. If you don't say it aloud to your audience, they're not hearing you. They don't get it. You have to make the argument for credibility. Yeah.
So that is like for the authority.
Yeah.
And I think somehow my argument can be tested by the audience. So you can test it, you can record the hours you spend, and I use an example to depict the picture.
Okay.
So
what about emotion?
Emotion, I share my personal stories. I said I feel shocked about the facts, and I feel proud and happy about myself to make such change.
Mm-hmm.
That's my personal feelings. But I think I can do more to illustrate.
Let me tell you what I think is the real problem with your speech. Well done, perfectly done according to my standards. This was a very difficult, persuasive topic. Okay, I'm just going to put. I'll put $10 down on the table right now that no one in this room is going to give up social media today. Are you, Brittany? That would be no. If I went around the room, I'm not going to do this, but I'm just guessing. The answer is no, because it's really ingrained in us. Right? That's why I compliment you on taking on a very hard, persuasive topic. And you might have had a little better success and results instead of cold turkey, saying, well, if you can't go cold turkey, at least reduce the amount of time to 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, and have balance in your use of social media. Thank you very much. You want to go next? Well, guess what? We have to change the battery. So you'll have to talk to Brittany about her rockin' weekend.
What the weekend really? My program for Discovery, we have like a trip to Universal and
What did you do?
we went to Universal.
Oh yeah? That sounds like fun.
What did you do?
I just asked you sure it do you continue for the next section?
No, after the class I do.
So you just go back to the forum.
Yeah.
Okay. Time for a new battery.